So this video is to help demonstrate how to use Holt's method in Stat Pro. So here's an example. I actually took one of the lecture examples and I added a lot more data to it. So if we're looking at this, let's call it the sales data in thousands all the way through to 2013. What we're looking to forecast is the future data for April through December. And we have data all the way dating back to August 2006. So we're going to use that with an alpha of 0.6 and a beta of 0.3 and run Holt's method to make those forecasts for later. The data itself is roughly trending upward, so Holt's method should be appropriate. We'll still do the appropriate testing once we're done that. Now, in order to do Holt's method, go into your Stat Pro and forecasting. And I'm going to go highlight just the sales, Control Shift down to grab those guys. Make sure though, don't grab the question marks, just the actual sales. Okay, ignore all the warnings. I'm going to choose the sales, click OK. And this type of data is monthly, and I'm going to start it in, let's see here, 2006. August is month 8. And I want to forecast from April until the end of the year. So let's call that 9 months ahead, and click OK here. And we want Holt's method, so exponential smoothing, Holt's, alpha at 0.6 and a beta at 0.3. That doesn't really actually matter because we're going to optimize this later. Don't worry about deseasonalizing for now, and click OK. Don't worry about the charts. Click OK. Click OK. Ignore that error, I'm sorry. And there we go. Looks like nothing happened, but on the bottom here we have our tab Stat Pro Forecast. Okay, and here are all of our results. Forecasts and errors all the way through. Notice our data runs out, but here's our future forecasts. Okay, so a couple things we want to look at here are related to our errors. Okay, so first one I'm going to get is my RMSE, root mean squared error. And again, that's the square root of the sum squared of all of my errors, which are right here. Control Shift down to grab them all, and then close the bracket, and then divide by the count of that same range, which is I3 to I81. There we go, perfect. Close the bracket so we can see the formula on the formula bar here. Hit enter. There we go. Double click on that guy again. So my RMSE 0.68. Not too bad. And there's my formula again. The MAE, we're going to need to get the absolute error for that guy. So that's just the absolute value of my error. And just copy that the whole way down. While I'm at it, I'm going to get the ratio for my MAPE. So it's the absolute error divided by the original observation. That gives me how large this error is in comparison to the original observation. So it'll give me a percentage error. So I'm going to go get those guys. They're really easy. So first one here is the average of our absolute errors. We're going to go grab those. Oh, and it highlighted too far down. Make sure just to grab the actual data. Good. And this guy, actually before we do that, be careful if you double click down, sometimes you get nonsense at the bottom, which is this stuff here. I'm going to go delete that first. Then back up here, last one, the MAPE, mean absolute percentage error, is, sorry, the average of all those percentage errors. Okay. These ratios then. Okay, double click on that once more. So my error is 1.8%. I'm going to change that format to make it percentage and add a couple decimal places. And there we go. Add a couple more. Now, oops, sorry, this is not the best we can get. We can make our alpha and beta better. So that's what we're going to do last part of this YouTube video. So under the data tab, go to solver, okay, and in here here we want to minimize. You can pick any of the 3 errors. I'm going to pick the RMSE, and don't forget to click minimize it instead of maximizing it. Default is maximize. And you're going to change the alpha and the beta. And then you need to add some constraints here. You need to make sure that these two are less than or equal to 1. Okay, and then also make sure that they are greater than or equal to 0. Click OK once you're done. And there we go. Click Solve. Click OK. And there we go. So optimal is at 1 and 0. That gave us an RMSE of 0.6. Okay. And there we go. So that's how to use Holt's method. After you've done it, you want to make sure to improve your alpha and beta. And then your RMSE, this one is the lowest you can get. And later, ideally, you should also look at these errors and see if there's any patterns. We're going to look at that again later with the runs test and autocorrelations, and maybe look at a scatter plot of them in a future